Alrighty, so we are looking at homework sheet number 7. Oh, sorry, number 6. Answers. Question 1. Consider the rules set up to solve the equation. So 1A, your answer is C equals, that should be negative 26. Two points for number A, letter A. B, you set it up, you get 24 equals 6n plus 4, that's a point. Then you solve and you get n equals 10 over 3 for 3 points. Oh, maybe I did it wrong. Let's have a look. Oh, this should be 34, so that's why. Cool. 34, you minus 4, it equals 30, so n equals 5. Okay. Silly mistakes. 2 points. 2 points. All right, number 2. You should have used Vespa. If you get 1 point for saying let R or X or something be Rachel's age. 1 point for defining your variable. 1 point for writing an equation. So 1 point for V, 1 point for E, 1 point for S when we solve, and 1 point for A answering the question. 4 points. They should have written an answer. Yeah, and then you need to solve that. Did you use guess and check or did you use algebra? I can't. Where's your equation? 2R. It looks almost right. Pardon? Your equation should be, but his age doesn't equal 2R plus 8. It equals R plus 8. Yes, and then you add that to R, and you get 2R plus 8. All right, question 3A, D equals 12, 2 points. B equals negative 3, 2 points. Please let me know if there are mistakes. And C is going to be 3 points. You get 1 for expanding, 1 for taking like terms together and taking the numbers to the other side, and 1 for your simplified final answer of negative a half. If they're missing the negative, then it's only half a point. All right, volume of a prism. What is the formula for the volume of any prism? Dower. Emily. Okay, so both of these should have that formula in there. Area of the cross-section times by the height. Or I would accept for the triangular prism base height over 2 times big H. However, those H's need to be different. They cannot both be lowercase. They cannot both be uppercase. They are representing different variables. So 1 point for formula. I don't mind which formula it is. It needs to be one of them. 1 point for substitute. 1 point for answer with units. All right, and then for a cylinder, you probably would be looking to use that formula there, pi r squared h. And so that's 1 point for formula, 1 point for substitute. When you substitute, the radius equals half of the diameter, which was given to you. That's the same thing as 5 on 2, so that's fine. 2.5 is fine. All right, any questions on that page? It's actually 137.45 because it rounded, I think, it was like, it rounded to like 445 and then it rounded to like 445. I will check. 5 on 2 squared times 7 times pi is When I put that in my calculator, Xavier, I get 137.4446. So when you round that to 2 decimal places, you look at the third decimal to decide what happens to the second one, and I decided to round down because it's less than 5. You only, when you are rounding, if I'm rounding to 2 decimal places, you only look at what's in the third decimal place. You don't look at any other numbers. That's how rounding works. Yep. All right. So the first page is out of 6, 10, 13, 17, 21. 21. Anyone get 21 out of 21? Excellent. Really? With all 4 formulas and everything? Well, then you can't. You've missed 2 points. If you don't have the formulas for those volume ones, that was 2 of the 6 points. 19? Alrighty. A quick break from the easy ones. I know. You can't. You're the one that always gets annoyed at me. I'm not angry. You're the one that gets angry. All right, let's have a look at the hard ones. So, in a hall, there are F females and M males and B babies. So that's how much there was initially, right? And then we are going to lose, so minus 8 females and 6 males and half of the babies. What's half the babies? B over 2. Okay, so we lose half the babies, and then we want to know how many remain inside. So that's why I've subtracted them all. And so what I would do is I'm going to just simplify my brackets a little bit. So it's going to be minus 14 plus B on 2. And then I'm just going to expand out that bracket. So it's going to be B minus 14 minus B on 2. And then you're almost there. What's the last thing I can do? Oh, geez, that's really quiet. Did no one get this far? Yeah. Take B over 2 from B. Super. Because this is actually just saying 1/2 B, which means it's a like term with B. So I can subtract them from each other. We get F plus M plus 1B minus 1/2 B. What are we left with? 1/2 B minus 14. And they can be in any order. It can be shuffled around. Did anyone get that? Kind of. No. No, it said F females, M males, B babies. Are they 2 or 3? Perfect. All right. I like 2 or 3. We don't grade those ones though. All right. Now, David travels from town A to town B. Okay. What are we jumping to? What do we need to do for this question? Vespa. Okay. Let X be the distance walked. All right. Sorry, not walked. The distance from town A to town B. Now, how did we learn to solve these? Yep. How did we learn to solve these? We spent a whole lesson on this. The triangle is going to help us. S equals D over T. What else is going to help us? Well, we've got the formulas there. We've got speed equals distance over time, or time equals distance over speed. Yeah, that's fine. But that's not, how are we going to solve this? Yeah, with what? A table. All right. So we practice these a lot. We practice our speed, distance, time table. Now, what is the first row, or the middle row in this case? What is that going to be? He walks half the distance at 3 kilometers per hour and runs the other half at 10 kilometers. Walking, running. What is his speed of walking? What is his speed for running? Okay, what is the distance? X over, it's only half the distance because the total distance is X. He walks half, he runs half. Now I ignore my time stuff. I don't know anything. I'm not going to read the rest of the question. I'm just going to use my formulas. Time equals distance over speed. So that means my time is going to equal my distance, X over 2, divided by my speed, which is 3. X over 2 divided by 10. How do I solve this? Well, that's simplify it. Keep, change, flip. So we times by a third. So it's actually going to be X over. Good. And what's the next one going to be? Super. X over 20. And now we have got almost all our information to write an equation. So what's the equation going to be?
Time equals distance of it.
X over 6. Y times by 3. Nope, we've already done that. That's how we got our times. The total time is 4 hours. So what are we going to do? X over 6 plus X over 20 equals, how do we solve that? Okay, some of you are not even watching, and I know when you came up to show me your homework that you did not do this question properly. This is for you. I already know how to do this. Let's go. How do we solve this equation? Aiden. Did you get this equation? Okay, so maybe we can hold that for, how do you know you got the right answer? I haven't even put the right answer up yet. Josephine. I would times everything by the lowest common denominator. What's the lowest common denominator going to be?
2. 60. Yeah.
All right, so we've got 60 here, times by 60 over 1, times by 60 over 1, times by 60 over 1. So then we cancel those, and we have 10x over 1. We cancel those, we've got 3x equals 240. So 13x equals 240, therefore x equals 240 over 13, which is, we can, is it, what is it, Aiden? Yep. 18 and 613 kilometers. So that would be the final answer that we're looking for. All right. Question 5. Question 5 is, 5A is 1 point. You either get it or you don't. 21AB over 40.
And you don't need workers for that.
Nope. Question 5B, 6E over F is going to be 2 points, 1 for keep, change, flip, and cross simplifying, 1 for the final answer. Then they don't get the point, the second point. As long as you simplify at the end. Cross simplifying is just a way to make sure you have the easiest answer at the end, simplest answer. C is going to be just 1 point. We should all be good at expanding brackets by now. So 1 point for C. And same thing for D. 1 point for D. Expand and simplify. All right, let's go around the room and see how we went on these. Rebecca, 6A, what'd you get? X to the power of 5. Good. 1 point. 6B, Sienna, what'd you get? Perfect. 1 point. And 6C, Max, what'd you get? Z to the power of 6. Good. So they are all 1 point. We should all be spot on with those, hopefully. 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. All right, 6D. Andrea, what did you get for 6D? To the power of 13. Yes, that's it. 1 point. 6E. Xavier, what did you get?
36.
6E. Xavier, what did you get?
E. 1. 1.
1.
I remember that.
Good. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. And 6F, Christian F, what'd you get?
Y -2.
Y to the -2, or anyone write it differently? 1 over y squared. Either of those is fine. 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. Okay. G. Adam, what'd you get for G? Good. H. Jess W, what'd you get for H? 1. Did anyone get something slightly different? 8. It should be 8 because x to the power of 0 is 1, but then that needs to be multiplied by 8. Sorry. Jess, can you see, if you look at this one here, this is a really good one, so we'll just clarify because a lot of people got it wrong. See how that's in brackets, so it's all to the power of 0. So that means that whole thing becomes 1. But this one here, the only bit that's to the power of 0 is the x. So that becomes 1. What's in between here is a times, and then this is just stays the same, so it becomes the number times, yeah. All right, and then the last one on that row should be 3 times x times y to the power of 8 times z to the power of 28. Are we feeling clever with our index laws? All right, Josephine, J, what'd you get? Okay, so k to the power of 3 over 3. Good. 9k, Naomi, what'd you get?
I didn't.
Okay, let's look at those powers. So s squared times s to the power of 5. S squared times s to the power of 5. What's the power going to be? 7. Add them together. T to the power of 1 plus t to the power of 7 is 8. And the last one on that row should be 45q squared r to the power of 6. 45. How did I get 45? We have to square the 3, becomes 9 times 5, 45. All right, so that page was 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 17. 17 plus 21, 38 altogether. 38 for both pages, 17 for the second page. This is such a great question. Let's have a look at it. Ray has a bag of marbles. Now, originally, let's write this. We can say, that's really good writing. Okay. Originally, we had 3 black marbles. We had 5 gold marbles. We had 2 purple marbles. We had 6 red marbles. And then how many white marbles were there at the start? At the start. None. No white marbles initially. Okay. One day he was cleaning his room and he found some white marbles and he added them to the bag. Okay, so that's where that x comes from. So remember our Vespa, we say let x equal number of white marbles. Yep. Or total and, okay. Yep, added, that's good. Good, be specific. Okay, now he says that the probability of being a black or gold once that's been added is 2 out of 7. So let's go ahead and change that to x, as you guys said, that's good. Now, probability of black or gold. Now, we know that probability equals the number of possible outcomes. So how many marbles are black or gold? 8, because there's 3 black and 5 gold. So we add that together out of, now, in total, How many marbles are there? 3 plus 5 plus 2 plus 6 plus x. 16 plus x. So we have an equation starting to form here where we've got the number of black or gold marbles over the total number of marbles, and we say, hey, that equals 2 out of 7 according to Ray. If you didn't get here, I really would question, are you really giving these questions your best go? Okay, I know this was a tricky one. It's a hard one. But if you didn't get to this equation, I feel like, are you really trying? Or maybe ask for help. Here for you. Okay, how do we solve this equation? Because it is kind of an awkward one. Josephine.
Multiply the 2 sevens up to get 8 over.
Okay, so we're going to multiply both sides by 7. That will work. We'll get rid of the 7. So we've got 56 over 16 plus x equals 2. And we're making some progress. Oh, we want to get x by itself. So how do we keep, what's next? Times by 16 plus x. Well done. And actually, guys, okay, I'll do this step and then I'll show you the quick way to do it. 56 equals 2, and then I'd keep it in brackets 16 plus x. Now, your quick method, when you have got fractions like this and we've got them equal to each other, the quick way to solve is you just times the diagonals. So you get 8 times 7 on one side and 2 times 16 plus x on the other side, which is exactly what we've got down here now. 56 equals 2 times 16 plus x. All right, so we've done that, and now we're almost there. So we times both sides by 7. We get 56 equals 16 times 2, which is 32, plus 2x. Minus 32 from both sides, we get 24 equals 2x. Therefore, x equals 12. And what do we do at the end? There are 12 white marbles. And how could I actually check if that's right? Go back, yep.
You can also just like subtract from the total 28. Like 7 times 4 is 26.
Yep, so you could use ratios. We could have said we've got 2 is to 7, and then we've got 2 is to 7, and there was 8 is to x plus 16, basically. So you could have used ratios. We times that by 4, we times that by 4, and we know that x plus 16 equals 28 marbles. Then you get x equals 12. Yeah. As long as you show your ratio that works. Yeah. Okay, excellent.